Chris with HobbyKing.com, and today we have the Quanum Diversity Video Receiver. This is a 5.8 band, 40 channel video receiver, and it is by far the most advanced analog video receiver available in the market for the 5.8 band. Let's go over some of the general specs, and we're going to talk about the more advanced features here in a second. First, I mentioned it was a diversity, meaning it has two different video inputs or two different video modules, which allow you to run different types of antennas, whether it be a patch or a helix, and then circular polarized. So you get the best of both worlds, long distance as well as close range. It has one of the most advanced switching methods we're going to talk about here in a second. Some of the other features is a dual color OLED, full OLED screen that allows us to get through this navigation and user interface on that. Has a joystick down here with up, down, side, side, and push button control. On the outputs, it has dual video outputs. And now, talking about the advancement of this, because it is using full IC on this, each video module in this is connected via the IC to these outputs and can be configured via it be in diversity mode or individual mode, or one's working as a scanner, one's working as video. So it's mappable via the user interface. So it's a very fancy user interface. Input voltage on this is 16 to 18 volts. And one of the things that I want to talk about was the switching. Okay, as far as receiver sensitivity, it's one of the highest sensitivity receivers that we've ever tested. We've tested them all out there, -96 on the receiver sensitivity. So very, very highly rated. But in doing that, a lot of the diversity receivers on the market have a lot of problems, especially in the 5.8 band, because you've got advanced Wi-Fi's and a lot of different networks crossing into that 5.8 range. So most of the receivers, or actually all the receivers on the market, normally use just what's called RSSI to make the decision. A lot of people are familiar with the RSSI. It's just the measurement of the signal, the strength itself coming in. And when it sees it switch from one to the other being stronger, it makes the decision to switch to that. Problem is in urban environments or other environments where it's quite dirty, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're actually getting the proper video signal or a high RSSI. It has a lot of problems. Or they start bouncing back and forth where it's just switching in between those two receivers and you see a slight flicker. This one, in its processing and the way it was designed, is the only receiver on the market that has built-in diversity that not only is using RSSI, but it's using an advanced dynamic algorithm that is actually changing depending on the environment to actually look at the video signal itself. So it analyzes the video signal and determines the video signal as well as RSSI, makes the decision on whether to switch or not. Independent of RSSI and with RSSI, and between the two, and depending on the environment, it'll make those decisions back and forth, and it's an absolute seamless process. Only video receiver on the market that looks at the quality of the video signal as well as the RSSI and makes those decisions for you. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the more advanced features. Obviously the RSSI and the switching is a huge bonus. It's the only receiver that has that. But we're going to dive in and power this up and show you the advanced power of the user interface of this particular receiver. This is the user interface of the Quanum Diversity. First thing we're going to note is the LEDs right here on the top. The blue indicates that it has a video signal and it's processing and analyzing that video signal, and the red indicates just which module it is decided to switch to depending on the video signal as well as the RSSI. Right down here we have the histogram of the RSSI on the channels being used across all 40 channels. Indicates the mode. Right over here is our RSSI for both modules. Our battery indicator, our band frequency, and our frequency in numerical numbers. So a lot of this is adjustable as well as different modes. Let's go ahead and just use the joystick and dive in. So the first thing that we are able to do is do a quick channel scan, and it goes from the highest to the lowest, picks the top 4, and then it's going to make that decision for our diversity mode, which is this channel right over here, and we can see that on the histogram. Next neat feature that you're able to do is actually independent mode, which means each receiver is working independently to the video inputs on that, and it's mappable via the user interface. So we're actually able to change different channels for the different receivers, and you can see how it's switching and losing video sync and not losing video sync. As I move that around, you can see the blue light coming off on this one. This is perfect for multi-rotors that are running 3D with two different cameras. And you can actually blend these to a single output if you want. Perfect for vehicles that have a front-facing camera and a down-facing camera. Bottom line, if you need two independent video links, even though this is a diversity receiver, it can work in independent mode. So the next one we're going to go on down to is Spectrum Analyzer. Very interesting one. What it's going to do is continuously scan the spectrum on the 5.8. It's going to indicate all the frequencies used right over here. And over here, this module is always going to be still linked on our primary channel. So we're still receiving video on this one, outputting to our goggles or monitor or DVR. And then this module is going to just be simply used for scanning that band. This is perfect for FPV races where you need to monitor the channels being used and things that are being populated across the spectrum itself. So it's a built-in spectrum analyzer. So the other thing that we're going to take a look at is skip low RSSI, which just is a function of the spectrum analyzer able to jump across and just speed up the process when it's doing the different scans. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the next screen. So I'm just going to select next. Now this is where you have customizable via the user interface. So we've got battery min and battery max, and this is going to be set up for your beeper alarm as well as your blinking LED right over here. And like I mentioned, you're able to use 6 to 18 volts. So if you're using a 4-cell or a 3-cell, you definitely need to come here and just set your min and your max so that you get proper voltage alarm on that. Right over here, RSSI mode, you can have it either bar indicator or you're able to change that to a percentage, and you can see how that's changed right over here. Really nice indicator right over here. Same with the battery. It can be an actual displayed voltage or just a little bar indicator. RSSI beep, meaning when it makes its decision to switch from one module to the other, whether it beeps or it doesn't beep, you can turn that function off if it's annoying to you. So I'm going to go ahead and exit out of this. It also has some Easter eggs, we call it, hidden functions that are for more advanced users and more applications that are going to be utilized with this particular receiver. We're not going to go into those right now. I just wanted to give you a general overview of how this receiver looks and the general screen, OLED, and the advanced features of this. Guys, as you guys can see, this is an extremely advanced receiver. There's a lot more information than we're able to give you just here on this quick daily, so we're going to have some update videos as well that go along with it. It's up on the new items page. Definitely check this out. Feature rich, nothing else on the market like it. Check it out. Price point you absolutely cannot beat. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.